Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Cork, the podcast where we talk about. Oh my God, I don't remember my intro. What is my intro? I haven't done this in so long. But we're at Lifetime on Cork. We talk about Lifetime movies, and my guests today are.
Carmen. I'm Carmen. I didn't know we were supposed to introduce ourselves.
This
This
is
is the
great.
format.
Yeah,
Hi, yeah. I'm Patrick's old friend from high school, Carmen. This is my fourth,
I think so.
somewhere in there, third or fourth time. So happy to be back.
My name is Te'Shon. I'm Patrick's future baby mama.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Okay.
Friends to lovers. And yeah, I've done a couple of these as well. I'm glad this is a well-matured rodeo.
Very true. We all have cowboy hats on. We're very excited about this. We usually do the recordings with the Deck the Hallmark boys, but they're on vacation. So I brought in the girls, and I was like,
Okay.
"Who are my girls who I can rely on?" Tayshawn and Carmen are always down to talk about Lifetime movies, and you guys get the genre of a Lifetime movie, so we know what we're doing. We're gonna change up the format a little bit. I'm not recapping the whole thing and to somebody who hasn't seen it. We've all seen it, right?
Yeah.
With our fancy, you know, like screener. We got a
Yeah, I
screener.
know. I
No,
was like, should I see what other movies I can watch here or no?
I mean, you could. You have the password now.
Okay.
I don't know that you'd want to, but
No.
you could.
Yeah,
You could.
exactly.
I've never used that. I have Lifetime now.
Oh, you have the
Ooh.
actual channel.
I'm the
Dang.
actual channel.
Well, bougie over there, obviously. With I could tell with your mixer in the background and all that. I was like, I clocked that pink mixer right away.
Ah!
I did.
You know good appliances.
Yes, I don't even bake, but I was like, that is a
That is
nice.
a fancy one. Yeah.
Me neither.
Oh, really?
I thought I'd use it more. I've always wanted one, but yeah, she rarely gets used. But
Okay.
she cute
You have
though,
time.
right?
She'll
Yeah.
last forever. You have time.
Right.
Yeah, it's like seasons. You go through phases.
Right.
What doesn't have seasons is this movie because it takes place over like the course of like a month. So let's jump into
It really
that.
does.
So we are talking about, oh gosh, I didn't even write down the title. I think it's called The Hillside Adoption Scam.
Yes.
Terrible title. Where did scam come from?
Well,
It's a whole scam.
I guess. And who's
It's a
Hillside?
weird one. I think it takes place in Hillside because there was a police car that said Illinois, and I was like, "Is this Hillside, Illinois?"
was
Okay.
this vaguely based off of like a true story? Because I tried to look that up, but like all I got was the Lifetime movie stuff.
So no, this is not a rip from the headlines. This is inspired. They're doing this whole thing where they're inspired by real events.
Okay, good. So I can really get into it.
So it's something that somebody heard happened one time.
Yeah.
There's no facts here.
No,
Uh,
that's great.
the movie stars Keshia Knight Pulliam, Pulliam? I think that's right.
Yeah, the I might be silent. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Nobody else we really would know in this movie. So I'm gonna jump into the recap portion. All right, we start off. We have Keshia Knight Pulliam, who is a Cosby apologist, but she took it back. I learned that today.
Oh, okay, great.
She has distanced herself from the Cosbys, so
Oh.
that's good. I think.
Good for her.
Good for her. Yeah, and she's moving on. She's doing movies.
Wait, was this little Keisha like Rudy?
Rudy.
Yeah.
That was Rudy?
Yes.
That was Rudy.
She's so grown. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I did not put the two together.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. So she plays Bethany, who is a busy mom who is married to her zaddy husband, Terrence. I wanted to call him Terrell. And they're raising two children. The youngest child, his name is Gavin, and he goes back to live with his biological mother because he's a foster child. So she decided she wanted him back, which is sad. But Bethany really, she like gets a little upset, but not really. She like throws herself into work, and she's like, an interior house stager. So that's like what she does. She like stages houses, and she decides to like write a mommy blog about her experience. And she posts on the mommy blog. She's like, "Gosh, being a foster mom was hard," and she really wants to like have another baby via a surrogate to fill the void of like the child that she lost. Do not forget, she has a child already.
Yes,
that she had by
does.
surrogacy. So she still has the daughter, but she does not care about this kid at all. So while taking out the trash, Bethany hears someone scream, and she like, instead of running out, she runs back into the house.
As she should, as a Black woman. Yes, she was right about that action.
Yes.
I love that. I'm like, yes, thank you. That's what you do. But it doesn't matter because the woman is banging on the front door, like, let me in. I'm like, what can you do at that point? You have to help. I mean,
yeah.
You don't have
to.
Do you? No, you're right. You don't have to, but she does. And the woman's name is Georgia, and she is pregnant AF.
She's very pregnant.
Very pregnant.
Super pregs.
Bethany takes her in. She like lets her stay for the night. After some bonding, she's like, you know what? I wanted a baby, and you have a baby, and it doesn't sound like the relationship's working out. Do you want me to adopt your baby? And Georgia's like, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
It's take your daughter to work day, and and Bethany brings Georgia instead. So it's take your pregnant lady to work day. Georgia like helps Bethany like kind of get confidence and like tell off a client, and she's so great while she's there that Bethany's like, do you want a job? And Georgia's like, I'll think about it. And then the boyfriend comes over to the house, starts terrorizing them, and it's awful, and they're all fearing for their safety. And Bethany's like, do you want me to buy you a condo to live in for your safety? And Georgia's like, yes. So then she accepts everything, right? She's like, I'll take the condo, I'll let you have my baby, and I'll work as your assistant, and I want a car.
And 30 grand.
Oh, and 30 grand. I have 30 grand. Okay.
She was waiting for the full offer to come together before she accepted.
Yes.
A businesswoman.
Yes.
We love it. So she also has a midwife named Carmen who she recommends, and so that's a part of the deal as well. Bethany finally tells her husband Terrence, who is suspicious. He's like, I don't know, this seems too convenient.
Yeah.
But he's the husband. He's not going to have any say, So Georgia moves into this condo, and we find out that she is actually living in the condo with Puck, her boyfriend, and Carmen, the woman who's pretending to be a midwife, and they're a throuple.
That part was... Anyway, keep going. But yeah, that part was really strange.
They did not need to be a throuple, but they had a sexy baby bump taking off moment, and I've never seen it.
Gasped
yes!
so hard because I was not expecting that.
No.
Absolutely.
Carmen, the adoption, do they call her an adoption attorney or like?
No, she was a doula.
A doula
or a midwife.
She to me reminded me of like Peppermint Patty, and everything that she did because of that was just so funny, like hilarious.
It was great. And really, the belly off reveal sexily was so outrageous.
Yeah.
But there's a coworker, her name's Desi. She starts to have like bad feelings about Georgia after some like stuff at a shopping place and all this stuff. But she doesn't get to tell Bethany because she's crushed in the warehouse by a stack of shelves, and she's in a coma. So Bethany is like taking care of her, and she notices like the sonogram. There's like a sonogram, and like something's off with the paper or something. So she brings over the sonogram to Georgia's house, and she's like, "What's going on?" But she's knocked out in the head, and she ends up waking up and tied up in the warehouse. And all the people are there. Puck's there, Carmen's there, George is there, and they're like, "We have a plan. The plan got delayed. We're trying to get money. The baby's not real." And Bethany's just like, what the hell? This is so messed up. She tries to escape like 3 times in the movie. And eventually, Carmen kills Puck. She kills Puck, which is sad.
A whole knife. And like,
A whole knife.
Carmen was about that life.
She was
she's a
a
bad.
psychopath. She was a really bad person.
And in my notes, I wrote down gang tat, gang tat lady. Then it got changed to Peppermint Patty, and she was knocking people out. Like, wow.
She's a professional. She's doing her job. She's a mastermind.
She did what she had to.
She did. Terrence shows up and he brings the daughter along, the forgotten daughter. And here's where she comes into play. She is taken hostage, and Bethany's like, "Please don't kill my daughter." That I forgot I had this whole movie. And Terrence struggles over the gun with Carmen, and Carmen ends up getting shot. And I think Bethany knocks out Georgia with a vase or something. The bad guys get apprehended or die. The movie ends. Bethany is at the park with her husband. Allegedly, the daughter's there, but we're not really sure. And she sees Gavin, the foster kid, and she's like, "Should I go say hi?" And she goes, and she's like talking to the mom, and like, "Hi, how's it going?" And then the movie ends. And that is the Hillside adoption scam.
See, there was a whole scam in there, Pat.
You're right. You're right.
There were multiple scams. I like the way that it like layered the scam, because like within the first 5 minutes of this movie, you're like, "Oh, okay, this is a pregnancy scam." This lady, like me as a fraud prevention person, I'm like, she put all of her information on the internet when she went on the mommy blog and was like, "My foster kid Gavin got taken away from me and I'm having a hard time dealing with it." So like, don't do that, people. Don't change names, change situations, because this is how like people plot and scam on you. And my other favorite thing about it was like once they realized that she had like art coming in and out of her home or her like store or staging studio, they were like, "We're gonna steal the art and we're gonna make like $600 million."
Oh yeah.
How are y'all art thieves now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to have that art at the warehouse.
Yeah.
But yes, we will get to it. So we're doing segments. So our first segment is called Hot Takes. So that is what our opinion on the movie, kind of what we thought. So I'm going to play the intro to Hot Takes and see, hopefully it plays. Okay, that was my hot song. I just looked up hot, and that was Hot by Twice.
Cool.
So we'll start with Carmen. Carmen, what is your hot take of the movie?
Well, I mean, the hot take, I don't know. It's like this movie is weird because it really is like going back and forth on this thing of childbirth, like being the only like the seminal experience of being a woman. Like if you haven't birthed a child, then like your life as a woman is not worthwhile, which is really weird. But then it just ends up all okay. I don't know. It's just like it's a really weird movie because I feel like it's acted really not serious, but the topics are really serious.
Yes.
But like the reactions of Keshia Knight Pulliam are just very, I'll say, understated to what is happening in her life.
Yeah, it's like the things are so big, and she's just like, "Oh gosh, well."
Yeah, she's like, "Wow, oh my god." She's like, what?
Her character didn't actually have like a child by birth, right? The first child was a surrogacy birth too, right?
The donor egg.
Yeah.
Oh, with the donor egg. Okay, so yeah, there was a lot shoehorned in there where it was like trying to be a serious, like try to say something about that process or even the foster care system, but not really pulling that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I for sure feel like there were like missed opportunities to talk about like the foster care system. Like in the beginning, whenever they lose their foster son, they're like really, really crushed, and they're like, we've almost adopted him, and they're like really upset. Where like my mindset is like, if the courts decide that the child can go back with their like parent or like guardian, like that's a good thing. They did all the things that they needed to do to get their kid back. So like there's
Yeah.
a huge difference between fostering a child and fully adopting a child. And like that, it kind of like bummed me out, like they weren't, happy that he gets to be back with his mom. Like, you guys chose the foster.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the
Yeah.
foster care system, which her characters should have known and not wrote like an emotional blog about it, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And also, then at the end of the movie, it's revealed that they could have just been in this child's life the whole time. The mom is literally like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, can our kids play together?
Yeah.
Hey." And I'm like, so
Wow.
it's so weird. They're like, "Oh, I guess we just had to ask if we can still see this child." It's like, yeah,
Right.
that's really all you had to do.
I didn't like that, like, they were like, oh, like there was a court hearing for Gavin today, and neither of them knew. Neither of them were involved with that. They like just come home from work and they're like, he's going back with his mom
He's
tomorrow.
gone.
He's gone. Jeez.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. Te'Shon, what's your hot take?
My hot take is that like I know Georgia was like crazy, but at the end she like did this like whole monologue where she was just like, I just want like a break. Like I couldn't have children, and like you women, like you all have one child and it's just never enough for you. And you always want more, and you always, and I'm just like, ooh, yikes. Because like Bethany's character was just so desperate to have a child that like she let a woman off the streets into her home where she had another child. That to me, when you said she doesn't care about the first kid, she really doesn't. That's why I would not have let that lady in my house. I have a kid that needs to be protected.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that was my hot take about him. Like Georgia was low key spitting. She was spitting some facts when she was having her like crazy moment.
Yeah, I love that crazy moment. She's like,
How many moms are unhappy with their one or two kids? Always wanting more. You think I'm greedy? Look in the mirror! Not all of us can afford to buy a family when things don't work out, Bethany. You have a perfectly healthy little girl. And it's still not enough for you. And the justifications are truly works of delusion. It's for my husband. He deserves a son. She deserves a brother to play with. He deserves a sister. Well, you know what I deserve? A goddamn break!
y'all are greedy, trying to get all the babies.
Right.
That's literally what she said. She said,
That's true,
you
yeah.
guys are greedy.
Yeah.
And it is. Like, she already has a kid that she doesn't care about. Why does she need two?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really weird.
Okay, my hot take is Carmen, the character, not Carmen, the podcast guest, is the hero of the movie. Okay, I loved Carmen. She was amazing. I want to see how she got Puck and Georgia into her little group. You know, they were obviously dating before, and Carmen
Yeah.
kind of put herself in the middle of that, and then took over the throuple. And we need to see a throuple in Hillsdale,
This
right?
is a sequel or a
Yeah,
prequel, I guess.
a
Yeah.
prequel. I want the
Prequel.
prequel, how the throuple came to be.
Yeah.
I'd watch that on like TLC. Like I want to see that in real life. Or
Yes,
like a throuple does crime.
I'm sure. It's like that is like the
Yeah.
modern day Bonnie and Clyde, right? It's a throuple. It's not
That's
just
true.
Bonnie and
That's
Clyde.
true.
It's Bonnie, Clyde, and Tina.
D-
You know, um, and in Hillsdale, of all places, we're gonna have a throuple. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
that kind of makes sense, though, right? Like a small
I
town, that's where you
guess.
have the throuple.
I do love, do you remember how like one of her first red flags was that Carmen had a tattoo?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a terrible thing on tattoos. Oh, like that
Yeah,
is
it was just like, okay. okay, like how is I mean, sure, I guess I don't know.
I don't.
It was
Yeah,
like this is and then like there was that, but then it took her so long to follow up on the red flag of the woman at the store being like, "Hey, I've seen you before."
Before.
yeah,
It was just like many scenes later, she was like, "Oh, wait a minute. I should go look into that." It's like, "Yeah, you should. You really should."
yeah. But that's the whole thing with Keshia Knight Pulliam, right? She's just like playing it low key. She's a
Yeah.
low key. Is a low key freak out. Even when the
Yeah.
person was robbing her house, she was just like, "Oh well, this happens sometimes. Let's go hide in the basement, everybody."
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I have that in my notes too. She like they do all this running around and then at the very last second she activates an alarm.
Right.
Right.
That
Like,
should that's not the first thing you did.
Mm, well, that
I don't
sounds
know.
like
She's
it might be a wait. Wait. What is my segment called? Oh no, that's a WTF. That's later.
okay.
Um, sorry, I'm trying to follow this format of the Hallmark boys that they do because they do like this, that, and that. It's hard. It's hard because we just want to
It
keep
is. I mean,
we just want to
yeah,
keep
it's just
going. We just want to keep talking.
right.
yeah.
But
Well,
that's
you
because we're
lead
with
the
the
way.
girls. We're with the girls.
Yeah.
We're not with the boys, so we can do whatever we want. But no, so I think this is a great time. And I'm also really bad at segues, which I've learned. Because on the Hallmark Boys podcast, I'm supposed to do commercial break, and whenever they tap their head and rub their tummies, that's when I know that a commercial break is coming. But I always miss it.
That's a
So
thing. That's an odd thing to miss, but
Right.
I know I'm just so in the moment. All right. So our next song intro is For All the Feels. Okay. You guys let me know if you know this one.
You give me feels, and I know that I know that I know that it's real. You give me feels.
Okay.
That
okay.
Kaylani?
Yeah, Kehlani.
Ooh, I couldn't tell who that was.
I was like, I just typed in feels. So you guys are getting the gist of this now.
Yeah.
So all the feels is when we talk about the moment in the movie when we had feelings like happiness or sadness or anger. We'll start with Te'Shon because we started with Carmen last time. So Tay, what are you thinking about have the feels? What gave you the feels?
My feels. I really liked the Bethany and her husband. What was his name again?
Terrence?
Terrence.
Yeah, I never like wrote down his name, but I liked them like as a couple. I liked him as a father. Like I was like, okay, so cute. When he would like do little things for her, like he'd be like, "Oh, I made you some like pasta salad for lunch tomorrow." You're like, why is this like little thing like added in? Because there is like another like plot line where like Bethany thinks her husband is cheating on her. So like I was like, oh, I wrote down like they're a really cute couple. And then when that moment came up, I was like, I know he did not. But it just like turns out that he wasn't cheating on her. He just lost his job, which I think is worse.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a very big lie.
I was like, you're
Yeah.
broke.
Get out. Yeah, it's over. We're done.
Get
Yeah,
out
it's
of
like I
my
just gave it's like that would be great information because the whole time he's like, "That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money." And it's like, yeah, that would make more sense if you like told me you didn't have a job.
Right. Maybe we'll hold off on having a baby till you get a job.
a 30K baby.
Mm-hmm. Carmen, what gave you the feels?
Okay, well, I think what gave me the feels is just like even though it was corny, it was very endearing how corny she was. Keshia Knight Pulliam, it almost felt like that's her as a person. Like, I mean, I don't know because I don't think she's the best actress, so that's why it made me feel like that must be her.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why would you be acting like this? That would be weird. But she was just very endearing. So even though she kept doing really stupid stuff, I always was kind of like, but I like you, even though you're really dumb. But yeah.
Totally. Yeah, and this was like a better role for her because she's been in like a lot of Lifetime Christmas movies, but she hasn't done like a thriller.
Mm.
I think she's better in the thriller because she is likable, and you're like, I'm rooting for you to like find out what's happening, rather than just being in
Yeah.
a Christmas movie like lighting a Christmas tree, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so that makes sense to me. My feels was when that guy, the client, was going hard on Keshia Knight Pulliam, and he was like, "I've been a member of this. I've been a client for 30 years, and your father, because she like inherited this is great. She inherited the house staging business from her father, which was
Okay.
not that is not a thing 30 years ago, right?
Right.
I don't think so.
No way.
There's no way. But anyway, she inherited it, and he is pissed, and he is like giving her so much shit. He's like a hard time.
I told you that you weren't going to be able to avoid me forever. Now, what exactly are you trying to do? Your dad and I had agreements in place when he started this business, and if it wasn't for me, you probably wouldn't even have a business as it is.
Please, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, please.
And that made me so mad because she was just like, I'm sorry, I don't know, like she couldn't even defend herself.
Yeah.
Because he was just berating her, and like if I saw someone talking to somebody like that at my job, I'd be like, "Excuse me, no." That's what I mean. No, this whatever's happening in this conversation is over. It really pissed me
Yeah.
off.
Where was everyone else who worked there? Like her
There
cool
was
friend.
yeah, the cool
He
friend
wasn't there.
Desi was
Yeah, the cool slutty friend.
Oh yeah. She was
yeah.
definitely like, yeah, slut power.
She wasn't there. She was out decorating homes.
Because she would not have taken that. She would be like, you
No.
gotta get out of here.
Yes,
I did write in my notes though, like, what could he possibly be that angry about though?
true.
Right.
I was so confused. I was like, because at first, like, he calls and you're not clear, like, what the relationship is. And I'm like, wait, this is just like a house decorator. Like, why are you so angry? What happened?
We don't know. That's the mystery. Maybe that's in the prequel. In the
It
prequel, we'll
was
see.
great though. He had bills to pay and rent was due and he paid them. He was going off.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
all
was
very generic dialogue too. It was just like
Right.
I'm angry.
yeah.
Okay, now it is time for the favorite segment of this week because we are all already kind of saying the things that are making us say WTF.
Huh? What? Oh. Okay.
You know, huh? What? Okay. So this is
Okay.
what we talk about. Any like factual errors, plot holes, those type of things that people like to get nitty gritty on, and I never pay attention to. But yeah, just a moment where you're just like, what the hell? What? So we'll start with Carmen. Carmen, what was your WTF moment of this movie?
I would say, and it started really early on in the first scene, is that Keshia Knight Pulliam has this thing she does where she's like talking to herself in the scene when it's just her. Like she'll be like, okay. There was so much of that. And I was just like, what is this? That was definitely a big WTF moment for me. Because I was like, again, this must be something she does in real life, or she's imagining her character does, which was really weird. The last, I don't know if this is a WTF moment, but it was just like, did she really let Georgia like use that blood pressure thing to get that apartment? Like, that was so messed up.
Yeah, so she like
She was so there. She was just like, do the studio, right? And then she's like, my blood pressure. And it's like, girl, you should have caved.
no.
Right.
She had a budget for that condo and she did not stick to it. And her husband didn't have a job.
Nope.
But no, I mean when a pregnant lady tells you something, you just do what they say.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty sure that's the default. Whenever a pregnant lady tells me anything at work, I'm just like, you got it.
I'm like actually really terrified of pregnant people because I feel like they're contagious and I don't want to catch the pregnancy.
Oh, true.
So I tend to like really step away from pregnant people, especially in the
Yeah.
workplace. But I can't wait to be the pregnant person in the workplace. And you're like, can you make me cookies? Can we move the meeting room closer? Like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Can I have the fancy condo?
Exactly. I mean, it's your 9 months. You got to do it up. Short period of
Yeah,
time. It's not even a year.
it was crazy.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good one because you're right. Keisha Knight Pulliam was so like saying no, and then all of a sudden she was just like, "Yeah, fine, totally fine." Okay, Te'Shon, what is your WTF moment?
My WTF moment was whenever like the stuff with the like boyfriend would happen, like when he like showed up to her door the first time and when he like broke into the house the second time, like no one, they didn't call the police until he broke into the house. And it's just like, okay, I get her not wanting to call the police the same night everything happened, like the first night. But I would have followed up. Like, we're gonna take you down to the police station. You need like a protection order. You need to like be somewhere else. Like, no way would I have taken on the responsibility of like somebody who's being abused in a way where like they could cause harm to my family.
Yeah,
I never understood that. Or like when she got the sonogram pictures, like she was looking at them and she noticed something was off about it. She went straight to Georgia to like talk about it. No, like, girl, you're getting scammed. Like, why would you go to her?
Yeah.
Or she did like, oh gosh, one more thing that was just like so weird where she was like, nah, that's fine. Oh, the best friend that worked in the shop or in
mm-hmm.
the like place, like confronting Georgia about stealing something. She's like, I saw you on camera. Go to the police. Like, why are you confronting this
Yeah.
girl?
Yeah, she should have gone to Keshia Knight Pulliam first instead of
It-
going over to the woman's house.
Yeah,
right. Like that was bold. That's why she got hit with that inventory shelf.
she sure did. She got crushed.
Yeah.
Um, my WTF moment is along the lines of the best friend getting crushed, and then ending up in a coma in the hospital. And in the hospital, like Keisha Knight Pulliam is like literally sitting next to the woman, and they're like, she's gonna be in a coma, whatever. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she's just like talking to Georgia, like in the about like, oh, well, do you want to go shopping for like baby clothes now? Like she didn't even care about the friend at all. She really, I mean, like we were saying, Keisha Knight Pulliam is like playing it like low key, but this was like, I mean, you could have said she had like a splinter, and this was the reaction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It was similar, like when she went home to her husband and he was just like, oh, hey, how's your friend? It's like, she's in a coma.
Yeah. Come
I
on,
like
guys.
their conversation while she was like
Yeah.
in the coma was like, oh, well, I think my husband's cheating on me. And like, it's like a friend, if I was in a coma and I heard that hot goss, I'd be like, whoop, hello.
Yes, that would wake you up for sure.
I
That's
would wake
true.
up.
I love it. Okay, I think that is all our segments. So now we do pour it up or put a cork in it. So I guess we'll start with Tayshawn. What are you going to do to this movie?
I'm gonna pour this up. I haven't watched a good, bad Lifetime movie in a long time, and this one had me gasping. I was like stressed out because of all the choices. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Awesome. Carmen, what did you think?
Yeah, I would also pour it up for this one. It's, going into it, I was like, this sounds really weird and dumb, but like, it's again, like Keisha Knight Pulliam or KKP, I'm gonna call her that.
Okay, I like it.
Like it's very watchable because of her. So it's like, yeah, her stupidity is just you can't. You're just like, girl, what? You can't stop watching.
Yeah.
Slow train wreck.
Yeah, yeah. She's walking into this. She's of her own making. She's really
Yeah,
doing it to herself.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, yeah. You guys know I'm not a fan of Keshia Knight Pulliam, but maybe now I am. Now that she apologized. And I was very not looking forward to watching this movie. The only reason I watched it was because we had a screener, and I was like, "This will get us like something really quick in the can." But I also am gonna pour it up. I thought it was pretty good for a Lifetime movie. Like we've been living in the rip from the headlines kind of storylines, which are just so
okay,
bleak. It's like trapped in a closet and like all those type of things. Not R. Kelly trapped in a closet, which
yeah.
but like a person actually trapped in a closet. Um,
Oh,
Yeah. So this was nice to have like a break from that and like also be like, oh, this is stupid, but also trying to say something about something at least, which I think a Lifetime movie always tries to do, at least have some type of social commentary. Did they succeed at that social commentary? No,
No.
but they
No,
tried. And
they
I
did try.
I appreciate that. So yeah,
Yeah,
pour it up from everyone, yeah?
Yeah.
yeah.
A little water.
Oh yes, we're all not drinking alcohol these days.
Nope.
So pour out whatever you have. But yeah, it's so funny. Like all three of us are not really big drinkers anymore.
Right.
So if you decide you don't want to drink alcohol, that's fine. You don't have to. Don't feel peer pressure. Um,
Yeah, PSA from Pat.
there you go. There you go. But now I've added this segment because we don't do the What You Say Candace Cameron Bure anymore. But it's called Candace Cameron Bure Would Never, where we recommend something that Candace Cameron Bure would never partake in or enjoy. And I'll start because I made up the segment. So to kind of give you guys an example of what I'm speaking about. So there's this new show. My recommendation this week is this new show. It's called Swarm. It's on Amazon Prime. Um, and they're trying to keep like a low. Amazon's like not really publicizing it that much, or like I feel like they're just kind of like wanting to keep the surprise of the show. But if nobody hears about the show, no one's gonna watch the show. Amazon, and I don't watch Amazon for anything. But I did watch this. It's Donald Glover, not Donald Glover. What's the other one?
No, I think it
That's
is Donald Glover.
Oh, it
Childish
is.
Gambino.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
thinking
Childish.
of Danny Glover,
Got
who
it.
it's not.
It's not Danny Glover. So he's a producer on the movie or on the show. It's like 30-minute episodes, and they're like very short, like 1 through 6. I like burned through them in like one night. Really good. Dominic Fishback from what's she from? Like
The
uh,
Deuce? That's where I know her
the
from.
Deuce. She was in that Jesus and the Black Messiah. She was in that.
Mm,
She's had some roles, but this is like her first like big part, or like where she's the lead character. And she did a really good job. So it's very gory, I will say.
Hmm.
And it's about like a kind of Beyonce like character, like in a fan, and Dominic Fishburne's like the fan who's obsessed with the character, the Beyonce character. And she also has like a relationship with her sister, who's played by Chloe Bailey. So it's like about the sister relationship, and then how you know they've evolved over time because the Dominic Fishback character is going a little too hard on becoming a part of the swarm or the hive, as a Beyonce would be. So it was really good. It was very not what I was expecting. But if you don't like gore, I would say don't watch it. But that's my recommendation. Okay. Um, who has another recommendation? I guess is anybody ready?
Mine is also Beyonce related because I feel like
Ooh,
Candace would never
never.
uh get Club Renaissance tickets. Yes, in the pit.
Do you have tickets?
I've got tickets
wow.
in the pit, and
Wow.
I'm designing like cowgirl chaps to wear.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away, but I am making chaps with a friend. Um, and yeah, I just feel like Candace would never wear chaps at a Beyonce concert. But I feel like these
No.
chaps are like, you could wear these chaps to church, you know?
Okay. So they're not assless chaps.
I think they are, but I'm gonna be wearing something underneath it, like a jean skirt.
Got it. Can I borrow them to wear for Pride without
Right.
something under it?
I mean, if I like making chaps, I might just start making chaps for people. I'll make you some personal chaps.
There you
Wow.
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Make a
awesome.
whole business out of it.
right.
When's the concert?
July 23rd, I think is the one I'm going to. I'm going to like the Saturday one.
Wow.
So if you're at the Beyonce concert in Chicago, look for me in the pink chaps.
Easily
Nice.
spottable. Easily spottable. I think that's going to be a unique outfit. Wonderful. Carmen, what is making you happy this week, or what is your recommendation?
Is this something I watched a few weeks ago, but now I can't remember. Is it okay? So, do you guys know this documentary on Hulu about the sex cult at that college, the college sex cult?
Uh,
Oh.
is it the guy,
They're
the dad
the
who takes
dad,
over?
yeah.
Yes. I don't know what
I'm
it's called
sure
either.
that this will be a Lifetime movie eventually.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell us
But
about it. Tell us about it.
I mean, it's basically like a dad who gets out of jail and moves into his daughter's dorm, and eventually all the friends are convinced that he knows I don't know, that he's just like not a god, but just knows all and is in control of their lives. It's very weird. It's hard to explain, but I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, well,
But
while you're googling it, I did see it too, and it is crazy. Like the guy like lies about like credentials, like he says he works for the government and like all this stuff. So as a college student, you'd be like, "Oh, this guy knows a lot of high up people," and he has like pictures with like I don't know some politicians or something
yeah,
to validate the story, but really he's just like some guy who like got a picture with whoever.
yeah. It's called Stolen Youth. But yeah, it gets really weird into weird, just like emotional abuse and very weird, but
Yeah,
compelling. I guess watch it. Candace Cameron Bure would probably not watch it, so
never because
Yeah.
she doesn't believe in cults. She believes
of
in
course not.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Well, I
the
think
irony.
the irony. I think that wraps it up for this episode. So of course check us out on lifetimeuncourt.com and you can follow me at Patrick Miguel or the show at Lifetime Uncourt. The ending I know. The ending I'm not messing up. Te'Shon, do you have a Instagram or a social media account you'd like to share?
Sure. It is Chorus Cutie. It's all one word, and there's 2 T's in cutie.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And Carmen, do you have anything you'd like to share in the share time?
No.
Off the grid. That's fair.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back next month, back with the Deck the Hallmark Boys. And then if you like this episode, we could definitely have episodes with the girls too. Why not? Because we do what we want. But okay, that's it. Bye.
Bye.